Yamamunyina Jo Ediba Santimantem Edum Bosheba headquarters. Digital address AK0187090. Brenwa so and Samodua Echego. Yebebe Ediamamo Senon Siakasie. The Edimu Akotene Enie. Na buying akantama edins is right to information as a chaya wo mayi mono. Oman fanfa nya dwuma. What they are searching about my one. Yabeko, Yanim Otumfo said to Abebio, Education Minister Ghana, who must answer for Freno, Ako, I feel. Yabeko, Yanim, a Fimpimia, Dionumia, saying senior high school admission, sign na ekosro ensem pinua na edia him efa head teachers omuno ma bi omwaye ho yebeko amanone ensemu Ethiopia man ni mo yese ekom ni sukom na ekum omanfo binom ewo ho Enyumekwa ekra mu ye bosheba electricals enkania papa fie wise papa fie boba hodo enoma na efe pa santimantem edum bosheba headquarters na bosheba electricals ewo 0536 095 966 0322 030 838 Newman College eye sukua ochre nursing edwuma degree nursing opesoy hack nurse diploma nurse ye hwa Asantimantem Achoma Techimai. Yemfro 0267 330492 0574661117. Memamu nyina jo medi edi Piesie Lardi ensemno entremo enie. Yeshe ensemno ase Ghana eye ododo amamuo emai meche democracy kabima minkebi emai. Enti ebeye se ankrankre anase nyumaku a eya abanyumaku no ombema omanfo ehunu de ekoso bia right to information eye emra Ghana hanam no obegina so etimi akwa abanyumaku bia mu akwa hwehwensem abusansem ehunu enomemo eno na Ghana ode atudwa mekre aban no se obi biara obesi kwan se obi epe information obi pe amano bia no a omane ema abonten no obetwe na so ewosa ho.
The political will that was demonstrated in the passage of the Act has been enhanced by a commitment not to shield any public institution or officer who fails to comply. Today, the RTIC has even received, as I mentioned, prosecutorial powers and has commenced prosecution for offenses under the Act, regardless of whose ox is gored. First is the institutional culture of silence and secrecy. The behavioral change challenge affects public institutions' full embrace of the law, as they are used to working within a culture of secrecy. The RTI law is vital in providing legal background for individuals, journalists, students, etc., to exercise their right to access information. However, the challenge of the ignorance we would like to serve notice, and notice is hereby served, that under Act 989 and in accordance with Article 21(1)(f), information is no longer a matter that people must get access to on a need-to-know basis. It is a right, and a procedure has been provided. Make it available.
Jumedia Koso, our British Council, no, ora kojo upon kroma echremo, no mahudwane mfaso doa. Sa right to information act no and the Ghana amount for
as compliant, representing about 65%. So we are not there yet. There's still a lot more to be done. For the institutions deemed non-compliant, limited knowledge of the Act was identified as a contributing factor. And as I'm sure they would explain today, a lot of work is being done on sensitization within these public institutions. They've also been making determinations of review applications. 95 applications for review were filed with the Commission prior to the end of 2022. 27 of the total applications went through the full process and determinations were made by the Commission. 31 were settled through alternative dispute resolution means, and 27 of the applications remained at different stages of review as at the time we presented the 2022 report to Parliament. Madam Advisor, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak briefly to some of the early successes in these 3 years of implementation. 1, today we have established nearly 500 information units in public institutions across this country from January 2020 since the law started its full rollout. And that ensures that in at least these public institutions, there is a trained information officer who can respond to information requests as they come in. I think we should give a big round of applause to the Commission and to the ATID for coming this far in these 3 years. Additionally, regular training, sensitization, and capacity enhancement of public institutions has ensured an appreciable level of understanding and compliance even in these early years. Number 3, as at the end of 2022, over 1,000 requests for information had been received across the various public institutions, and the overwhelming majority of them had been granted, showing that the implementation is seeing an uptick. Number 4, public education and sensitization is also on the rise, following several campaigns and public fora by the RTI Commission, the ATID, civil society groups, and other institutions. And it's my expectation that even today's public forum will add to a furtherance of public awareness. Number 5, the quick setup of the RTI Commission and its effectiveness in resolving complaints is a major point of success for us, of its what I call forward operating basis there. And we are looking to open yet another office in Takrady in the medium term to ensure that the Commission has offices all over the country to deliver fully on Act 989.
Office of the Special Prosecutor, Echere Akachia, Ghana, Kwadubo for Strong, Kwadubo for Wayana Juma, Nano Brashabedra Fie, no mu bobo, and Sembihuna, the office and on some ebetomo. And Brashabedra Muchi, I'm in editor, just say, the office and the Kranwa will be a yeno, ba and fani chiki. Ba komi ba yawa emfaso bia eni sa office no eso ne hwa na owura ni ayikwe otu enkane aban lawyer panyin wodi ti udwa se enke was special prosecutor no wodi asem ekokoto ni ebotugu a osan file for appeal osan di kobiem na so ya na oye press conference a woni subtrate for ekasa wose no faso bia eni so yenkwa homa no so na ye ne Dr. Kwesi Amacheboaten we senior lecturer Department of History and Political Studies, okay, NUST, and the Encomo Uramache Majoe. Yeah, that's a fine name, sir. OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, where the Chra na Ebinum Chese, Office of Fasobia Ama, so where the Chre winning day. If I told you another car found.
Lamasi, na Michia Atifo, Office of the Special Prosecutor. You know, no, and some. I need to know if we send the a lawyer for a bit me. I cannot, ye. But it was 70 a year political. Honor and not measure. Assemble quite busy kind. I can pick a catapult. Now, Mr. Moore or kind. In share that and kind and share in someone a woman in D&D. But about what Office of the Special Prosecutor, apart I better turn in Yumayano, answer and some people are questioning the effectiveness of the office. Yumayano said they all you know. A idea is one. Now, upon medical can say, Office of the Special Prosecutor, politics, and the buy, a politics not the buy. Now, I say, you know, who actually assume a responsibility. Assume now I was a attorney general and a chef Emma and someone as I said, what you man, to me, what you man, the fight against corruption. People were trying to run away from it, and they thought they could hide behind the office of the social prosecutor to address that challenge. And Ukraine said, among Ghana, how to the extent that our politics remains the same. Office, no, you bet me at the time, nothing will happen. Because this whole thing about the fight against corruption is a political will to fight it. It has never been there.
Yo, auntie, Dr. Kaframi Nchawano, auntie Nasueno, said the Mrashabejo Machi America said it was an act of futility. Say ye be officer non fasobia maso, and now say Urakisia Jabe as a special prosecutor kwadubo force runkono, and a where ni lemu, and now on dini lemu, and yet Nasedie.
On also needs a political will to fight. And the colonel said, and I'm only go on to politics will ask him to stop and to just move away from it. He himself hasn't got the political will to fight certain cases. Otherwise, I then an young lawyer correction at a conference to hold the corner against this year. And that's an option on free home. Also, the consider an entire country or ship. And to one and a lawyer for it is simply lack of political will. Fight the course now and the office of the special prosecutor an indication of complete failure. The fight against corruption has not taken place. It has not.
And see, baby, I will free, sir, we are named before a history about some and a manual some mono. Who best to say office no. Dear, I was here didn't baho and yenya onipa or said be effata, and I say ye free way scrap or crab free one more a beboa.
Look, Mr. Osha or my gun and the constitution one. Kimia or Dema or Mampenino. Australia are a puntia catastrophe for you be bet me I Juma. Now I was set some signals to be free the office of the president. And if you don't make tell me can't as an officer, the Makuma best or have and said that yes, I'm ready. You will be at the Bukatna. And then I'm at just or find a king of free home. And we would need a Martinamid to go there, but he will not stay there because the place is not ready. The place is not fit.
Okay.
So whoever who goes there now, the two one has to be done. Anytime you tell a Martinamid there, over time coffee.
Yedase enyumre oramache ene unsiso yene wadwentre Dr. Akwasi Amache Boateng senior lecturer at Department of History and Political Studies KNUST awoti amanya samni abakosam a yakwane ho ebuse yentoa ensam no so yenko engomasua otumfo se tutu a wababie wo asante mawura otwabi ahye ohwe amoni ni ani ose Ghana ngomasua ehia no nti watonsa afre Ghana ngomasua so afo akomenhye fi kese mu akobusa busa ne nsem bi afa engomasua ho Isaac Ona eko ho
otumfo enana no enya class for mo say if you can buy say yeba na juma omapeni edise nsano nesmaba na mo funta ya yewo asante ene ni buswa ye
Otiko koso esante hene otufo osetitu ene dey atonensa e dey afre osoaifo a onen ena wo hwe ehumasua so ona bo doctor ya osei adutwum se womra na omeyi nsem bia no a enen no efa adesua ho na ene osoaifo no ebepie mu ewo regional house of chief na obegina mpanimfo anim na okyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma ahoro a eye asoe no atimi aye no nsɛm sei ena onabo eretugwa
aye bias na yo mapeni se dey kan senior high school ni kan se nsa ana me deputy minister ana we have the Emma Minister, my to prepare. Yen fie enan fiti ase senior high school. E ko yenim e ko dubra. Sa senior high school fiti ase a. Na sa mre ye be fa ben na kwa dudu a e ko secondary school. E brenika 830,000. Sa brother Roma. Kaka create 1.4 million. Kwale ko school abanhwe wo mo 830 to 1.4 million. Saying Avan said, "Your person is see a kind of here, you won't feel double tracking." Then the old one says, "So, double tracking, almost for people happen ahead one. Your person, like I say, he double track if you hold not in pen and go. You so over a mission mood. Your person for a brother and a winner, no suit you over a little coffee, my bra. You're taking out so over a move, am I yet a diagnosis? Now, also, I feel a double tracking.
Efe wasanga kyerɛ senior high schools ngofra wɔrokɔ school no so no otufo ebisa ne ho nsɛm ɔrenhyehyɛ dodo na ɛna de tugua ɛkyerɛ sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ a ɔmampanin adisuade hunu so wɔrebɛyɛ nsakrai ɛwɔ ahomasua mu na nen aboa ma ahomasua a ɛne yɛsua ɛwɔ man Ghana mu na afei abrokyiri atimi ayɛ pɛ no ɛne nso ɔretugua.
Ashanti region has received its fair share of what is so called the national cake when it comes to education. New high schools under construction, science labs are being built in existing schools. WASI scores across the country has improved under literacy rate, which used to be 2% for primary 2 students in 2015, is now 38%. There's no doubt that we're seeing a major transformation. STEM education has been given a great boost. We have STEM schools in Ashanti region, like other regions. So today I was excited to come and share our transformation agenda with the regional.
Meeting Eddie Isaac Anna, Meton Cray, Eddie Freemanshia, a Santa Manta Yimu.
Yet was so a woman, and Simona Senior say, headmasters be. Yachi wonum aso kakra womu mudia ikura wonom yachi asensan make say womu akọ Ghana Education Office akwa akodidi nkomo na headmasters aban eso mu school asene womu ekuo aye from mo chance no womu de tudwa se sanhwemu no headmasters na yesusu womu aye bone bi ni yehwehwe wonum nsam no mu ye enkosi ase
Efi na watwe en na watwe ewum ya emofra ni wonya akonya kopi mu senior high school ensem no baaye no enam so ama a headmaster for base duba akona Ghana Education Service before amo atena nchen ye nam so ama a headmaster for nkabom ku ababonten a ode to Ghana Education Service anim se eye tabo ode abo headmasters ahudui onhwe no onye nhwemu mapa emfa ho Zakaria Suleiman ayebo a eye Charles to training was antimantem wa bra woni national president Reverend Father Stephen Usu Secretary Edi ajechefo ya wo santimantem akọ GS ne nkrabate wa santimantem a ene mpenfu mienu ne nsentwefo kasa enu mu won de ababetu dwa se eye tabo ode bo achechefo no dodo na ho anya de achechefo no age atum na ne sent no eho akonya se mpenfo ebeye nhwemu mapa afa ho.
We are here at the Regional Education Office Ashanti with the 7 members of CHAS who have been cited for doing or for committing some infractions. As we are here, none of them or they have all not received any letter to that effect. They heard the news on the social media. I must tell you that they are seriously traumatized, and as we speak, they are not of themselves. And I believe that it wasn't the right thing to be done.
By looking at the situation of the headmasters, the pressure on us and all that, and then deal with them accordingly by temporary justice with mercy.
Yentoa so C40 eye amradofo a wo wiase nyina wonum eku a omo hwese wiemu sachira obebo ho ban no omo ho bra na C40 womo aye nhyiemu sonko bi ewon kran omo ne Accra Metropolitan Assembly ene di se adwuma no so obehwe ne woni a otonton nuane wo monten so woni oye bodwa no betimi aye insurance bi ama womo na dati bia no etimi aboa wono mo.
And we all know the role that the informal sector is playing in the waste management sector. Because if you look at the city's emissions, about 44% is coming from the waste sector. And open venue of waste alone contributes about 10% of emissions. And why are people burning their waste? Because they are not getting services, waste collection services. That's why they burn their waste. So the informal collectors are helping to bridge the gap between waste generation and then waste collection. So they are very important stakeholders in implementation of our climate action plan, especially the waste sector actions. Now the objective of the seminar, these guys are helping the city to implement climate action. Now what protections do they have in going about their duties? A lot of them do not have social security.
They don't also any social security. A bunch of different forms of social insurance. So you say and also you're lacking. NTC me AME organize a seminar we say you invite SNPs social insurance for any informal sector savings and financial management for so provide information informal workers NTC senior me SCSC or Ebani Sikasemwa Nadachi Bibikosia at least or Sikabia we saving and our insurance Kakrabi or baby I'll be Edonsa Akoshim Ayania what's our year?
Na BBC ba Yana any problem because the fully the baby that's 44 going forward no so the person is a motive say uncle say one day one day na ibi ya ibi ne mo ndabi ya ibi si ya bitimi actually for apostolic na ya mo actually kan so omo be register yes omo apeti omo be register say the ya na ba bo mo akasa bra afuto nso a me de be ma me am profo na say I was say omo keka omo enye sika ni nya na ready ebi wo ha e to e bi ni but ebi so ha e si bi for question obi am mo ho mo de say ebi si bi kakra bi a o de ni ya now the kakra bi akwa for that so they be watching asem tumu a betimi adani we ni ana wo bambo bi okwa e ba be bo wa we now so
Yemfree Kumasi ana enkran kropon bedwa woni osesa bola ne bodwafo omo ho bambo nsem ne mra bambo etuo pepe ekuturkubo ensem emo yede ko etifi do mantem apa is region etifi apoe mantem na yeko boko na nsen tawantawa yebetia na sorry na his excellency Alhaji Dr. Bawumia akoho woni ko sa naba ana boko naba asigiri abugrago azoka a otosumienu akodi nkomo se ohia sumdwe ewo mpotemo
Abraga mampeni abedi akyire Mahmoud Bawumia ekasa no kyese sene boku naba enene manfo age wono so nene manfo awawatu no eye ne fe papa ewom so ye oba edema wonom nenso kwan ofa so ge no awawatu no eye nani so papa na woto an kasa mu no kyerese wobepo modin se obetumi ede asumdwe mapa emu do ede abre boku enene mpatamu wo kyerese emre kakrani enam ahinse hu nsem a amafo wormo kunkum ho ne ntokwa akase no NPP amanyokuo no humode so mbeyi sa mentime ho ase wantwantwini na afiri ho enam so ema won mode mpuntunwuma hodo ena eba ho ebi eye agenda 111 afe kwantempo a eda boga ene pumakom won mu eyi
Your Royal Majesty, I assured you some time ago, in fact I think I made that statement at the Summer Peak Festival when I was here, that I will see to the construction of the Bolga-Boku road, which was a very important road to you, and you requested my intervention to make sure that the road was constructed. As your son, I took your request very seriously, and for this road, and I'm happy to say that we were able to find some financing, some resources to make very significant progress on this road. We have just about 3 more bridges to complete, and I believe that in good time, this road from Bolga to Boko to Polanco will be complete.
eno achi no ena boku naba asigiri abugago azuga awotoso mienu wono anoye overlord edema kusak traditional area no wono so ekasa ya wo kyese baby a esefata se NPP amanyokuo no ene Dr. Ahaj Baumia wode no koratu bia ma ne yie na ekofa asumdue eba no wono mfanto no munya kataso muamu aso se ne be ya bibia to ebetwa.
His Excellency the President Nana Akufo-Addo, his Minister of Interior, his former Chieftaincy Minister, and the Upper East Regional House of Chiefs have all made it clear on several occasions that the courts have settled the matter relating to Boko Chieftaincy and have affirmed me as the overlord of the Kusak traditional area and the legitimate chief of Boko. Yet, some people continue to deceive others by creating the impression that there is still a dispute on Boko Chieftaincy. Well, I am sure that as the senior most noble figure in this government, you may be the last person that people are waiting to hear from on this matter to hopefully bring an end to the debate.
Dr. Kobna Donko Ghana ahoɔden asoafo a sese oni hobia mechese former energy minister wose na no owura boache agya akwa wono nso na woyɛ power minister no woyɛ ahoɔden asoafo no okosensan krata bi ɛfa ahoɔden ho a enam so ama Ghana yɛka no ano ɔden kyɛ kaka ɛno ɛna owura boache agya akɔ ɛbɛkyerɛ nsɛm no mu bia nanso Dr. Kobna Donko wasan babiom abɛkyerɛ senti a wode sobo ebo owura boache agya akɔ sɛ contract no a okofa bae no ama Ghana yaboka
companies contract. So I've titled this a response to Honorable Boache Chiremanti Ajako. I read with dismay the statement released to the media by Honorable Boache Ajako, former Minister of Energy, dated 26 October 2023, on my comments on the wrongful termination of the Ghana Power Generating Company Limited Power Purchase Agreement with the government of Ghana that has occasioned a liability in excess of $160 million on the Ghanaian state and ultimately on the farmers, fishermen, youth and children of Ghana. What were my comments that Minister Ajako finds irresponsible and unfortunate? They were and still are: one, that the wrongful and illegal termination of the GPGC Power Purchase Agreement has brought untold hardship to the Ghanaian citizen. Two, that the minister who signed the letter of termination, Honorable Boache Ajako, has a responsibility of trust to explain to Ghanaians why he chose the option of termination when he had available in his armory other mechanisms such as delaying the commercial operating date, staggering the completion date, among others. Three, that the power purchase agreement in question had clearly defined termination provision, which is clause 25 of the agreement, and yet the minister chose to ignore the termination procedures set out in the agreement. Four, that the Ghana Power Generation Company PPA had the lowest capital recovery charge, which is also called capacity charge, of 0.037 kilowatt cents per kilowatt hour, and fixed operation and maintenance charge of 0.003 cents per kilowatt hour. Of all PPAs at the time and was the only PPA that did not require a government of Ghana guarantee of any kind as a condition precedent or subsequent. 5, that the government of Ghana under clause 5 of the PPA had the obligation to allocate a suitable site for the installation of the plant and ancillary facilities.
Honwa ena Dr. Kwabena Donko echire mu sisudua sentia wose papa yi eye owurabo acheja akofa eka kese abre oman Ghana.
Ghana failed to provide GPGC the requisite site. 6, that in your release dated 26 October 2023, you stated that your committee estimated a termination cost of $80 million. Do we infer that you were misled by your committee? And if so, do you owe the good people of Ghana an apology? 7, that the emergency plant was not new and that a 5-year PPA was signed. Again, this is factually untrue. The PPA was signed for 4 years instead of 5 years. Arising out of the above, you describe my comments as unfortunate and ill-informed. You further wrote, and I quote, I deem the utterances most unfortunate and irresponsible coming from a former minister who should know that it is not within my power or province or that of any minister to unilaterally cancel or terminate a contract of this nature. The beauty of democracy is that leaders take credit and blame for their decisions. As a former minister, as you rightly alluded to, I know that it is the sector minister who submits a memo to cabinet on any issue of relevance to the sector. The memo to cabinet with recommendations originated from your ministry and under your signature. You were the most informed minister on the subject, and His Excellency the President and colleague ministers will depend on you to introduce and lead discussions, and your recommendations will be of great significance. The Ghanaian people are saddled with a debt of over $160 million arising out of a letter of termination you signed. Unless you were ordered to sign contrary to your good conscience, you cannot be exempted from being asked by the good people of True East and of Ghana about the laws. Calling me irresponsible does not obliterate the fact that an international arbitration panel found your handling of the termination wrongful. While I have great admiration for you as a person and as a banker, your handling of the termination left much to be desired. We cannot wish away $160 million, and the good people of Ghana deserve a better explanation.
Yo, nti sam ten was say Urabo Acheja couldn't new contract ni mu. Omo matwa no hia ni nyina no mu nimdie so mu nim te se wo no. Nti wa mo bi contractor. E kire no wunim se contract no mra no mfanya adwuma no watwam. Nipa no contract no de akokot na asem aba. Nti wa magana boka kese pa yenko ensam no emu na yentoa so ne yenko papa ye emu. Up to date group of companies eye yumako enhye abanse wo makwakoye adoye ewo Ashan Orphanage Home ewo nyanka bia yi omokoye adoye no a no moto nsa from man for say omoso meye bi titru bronya yi se de be yankwada no ani bagye
Bronya afidida ede abusua ne abusua hyiam wonom wodidi wodwen kokan sede obra no ebesi wonom ye eduru seyi a wonom a wo ho eye mobo eye wonom a woni eja na woni na ye kan se nyanka enam so ama owura Gerard Bat Plant kofa bai edema up to date group of companies ene ne kuoma akwakoye wonom a ewo Ashan Home adoye wagina na doye a waye yi so ede futu magana fo se ebra so se Didia, ye beja bie, ni ye twa ye ni ahwe wono mu a eni bie.
Fini ko ne wie, ye be work Christmas, obi a be didi, obeji na ni woni fie. Ye basa, so ya gine ni anu nyanka yisia, ene mo brofo. No na ye up to date foundation, fatu ya won say, ye beba na kakra esu ye wo no ya be donate e de amomo na ma Christo small bra boy e bolo so na ye tu it make you bonus Christ. Okay, so kakra me ka kire corporate bodies and say me member papa ye ho okay kan tro na e wo be se so bibia nyame adum ni bibia no o mie ni nsem na obi a woni bi no so ne sanka na me fa kwanyo so asan sere say up to date foundation e bi so a ye gibie e de abo afofo
owura yere Naomi Jem Konadu ekasa ma Ashan Home wode adesrede ato Ghana fo anim se wo hia moa pa eni nti bra no wo cha o ma bi nso wonom so ebio ode na ase ema up to date group of companies e wadoya wabaya ma wo no
nti de catch up to date foundation say na me share mo bebre ye ni so de mabaya ma ye we really appreciate whatever you did for us today na ye mpai bo ne say e beto akoso na de moye ne ndem de bia mo be koso aye ne sa de bia mo be kan yen aye wo nyanka fie na maba be boy and then na ye de appeal eso call Ghana man nyina say Christmas Eve so wono oba ne wo na bi ne obusua 40 na mo didi a mo we nkokọ no na mo de mo ne so pa Ashan children so abebe mbofra so a ewa ha ene omo a omo so hia mo a ye mpohwe ye mpaboa entade enuane ena sika mo de ba ne na welcome
yegu kase no so dodo no na ka kire ye twai ho ne akofa ya bofo nkrato ne abeto so
yebedi nkomo e wo MTN FA Cup round of 32 Asante Kotoko ene Bibiani Gold Stars bebo ewo Dance Park game no nsem obete bekwa Accra so folk na yedi nkomo ewo Kotoko de enso ewo mi bekonko funkro so UEFA Champions League match sawodo etodwani na yemfa onsem enkame ene enwumre sports lawyer ni the only sports lawyer in Ghana football. Yes, efi former Accra so folk one captain Steven Tornado appear and it just that be how to folk players no. I say dinner team na jab toward that no and on a omudidi home. Mraso say ombe peja omodimbono.
In the class of folk that we know is not what we're saying today. I mean, they are finding it difficult to win games that we think that they will win. So, but we have to know something that today football is football. Gone are the days where you have only 2 or 3 teams. I mean, Kotoko class of folk that they have all the best players, so you will see them winning and winning. But this day we have teams like Mediama. You have other clubs who are doing so well. So it's very, very competitive, and then they should know that, I mean, going on the pitch is not about Accra as of it's about what you do on the pitch. So I think that's what the team is lacking.
Richmond Lamte midfielder Emma Kumase Asante Kotoko eno chemse nano omni Accra so folk el baba Yara Sports Stadium omo say chances ye ningina mo no omo hwe ni some correct mistakes a omo ye na fe subsequent games nkunimdie aya Asante Kotoko dia
no kremia but the tennis say ye call match when ye call game with determination say be match am supporters now young players na say a little bit disappointed because of young team take their chances and as a professional player you better say the correct and it's also the correct and my boys say coaches instructions according to the practice of the coach and so the correct my boys. So we say because of pitch and size and pitch and does compared to other venues I think say far better and supporters especially we say some supporters na many now was more so energy so into say body say the Atlante and I say the body ansu and I say as a compound and you can so much in your day name will work more.
Before say ebehwe UEFA Champions League match sawodo a etodwa anwumre no yamfam todwa say Ghana ha MTN FA Cup 2023-2024 round of 32 draw no etimi atodwa yenhwe notable fixtures no Wa Power ene Red Tamale United ebebo Brekum City ene Bofakwata no ena ede ebo ani nso atreman ene Young Apostles ede bebo ani ena afi Park Academy ene Bitim United Namoro ene Akwaboso Young Madrid ena ede ebo ani Bibiani Gold Stars ene Asante Kotoko enso ebebo games ni betodwa 5th and 8th January 2024 and MTN FA Cup round of 32 no ebetimi atofem yenhwe UEFA Champions League match day 6 ewo group stages no match ne bi eguso a ekoso oko RB Leipzig and Young Boys asue ya Yera Studios na obiamfa ball ento ne yenko atena Krevna Vesda wo mutifie Manchester City ashom ekaba ko a wo muntimi ente Atletico de Madrid and Lazio ebebo 8 p.m. Celtic and Feyenoord ebebo 8 p.m. Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain at the Bebani 8 p.m. Newcastle United ebetena fie ewo St James Park no Milan at the Aboso FC Porto ebebo Shakhtar Donetsk ewo Stadio do Dragao Royal Antwerp and FC Barcelona and ebo 8 p.m. and a game no ebetimi atodwa Thomas Tuchel manager Emma Bayern Munich enra oba Old Trafford ebete Manchester United eshom ekabakwa womo entime antino say ya na we ahokakra ama Eric Ten Hag ohwe players a amatimi eprana ya na emaninya sympathy kakra ema Eric Ten Hag.
I feel sympathy for the other coach, but of course within the competition we try everything to win our matches. This is why we are, and this is what it is. These are the rules of high-level sports and of sports in general, that we play on the highest level to win our matches. But of course I have sympathy. I just told you, I think that he has a lot of key players injured for a decisive match now that you can see, and then they lack this kind of personality and also the quality and maybe the wits to change games from the bench. So I think you could see that, and it's not an easy time, but I'm pretty sure that he knows what to do next. He knows how to influence his team, and he does not need my advice. He does not need my clapping on the shoulders. He's experienced enough to go through it. I had not such a nice moment last Saturday. Sometimes you feel very lonely as a coach, I can tell you, but in general, I have sympathy for all of my colleagues because I know what it takes to keep a thing going.
Pep Guardiola, boss, Emma Manchester City, and Ochim say, saying results na Emma Nemum or happy, Nanije modern bar, Nemantiano or Mabo so far.
Generally, yes, I'm happy. It could be better, could be worse. So it's just a question of in the no good results, take the positive as we think, and the good result, for example, last weekend, analyze, we can do better. So managers don't have to put in the average, in the balance, don't be so excited. In the same time, don't be so depressed. And it's so long, so we're happy to be here, already qualify against this historical club that won the Champions League with an incredible generation of players years ago. I remember I was a kid and I said, oh, how good they are. Posineski, Mihailovic and Pandev, and incredible players. And we're happy to be here to defend our prestigious and try to finish well this group stage.
Pep, Erling Haaland didn't train today and hasn't travelled. Is there any update on his fitness at all?
No. He will be back, I think, Thursday, day after tomorrow, and we see how does he fit.
You think he could play on Saturday against Palace?
I was and you may hear so na yamfa good mu 7 nyina NC sports lawyer ni ye dan ho by bar na nama intifo e de ni gide kase et
Ebusia me enda wase ama wajo ma wakwaba emre ni yede kase so idide na nama intifo sa akode eba be na rapper holic concert enam so moye exhibition atun safre na nama chidede so mfene nimra no mmehwe enwoma enam nyum to so wenya
Get to see what Sakwade has got for us. So this is Sakwade Rapaholic exhibition.
Okay, what we have here is Sakwade's favorite looks at the Rapaholic concert, what he wore at Rapaholic concert, and he wants us to see them. But these are not everything. We can't really display all of them, but you get to see some of the favorite ones. This is from the BET after he won the Best International Flow. This is what they gave him. And right here, this is handcrafted. This was right at the conference center, so you can even see the picture here, and you can even see the picture.
Was it a PGM performance?
No. That's a Rapaholic performance right here.
Okay, sure.
This happened at the conference center.
Exactly.
And this is this outfit.
Wow.
So these are some of his favorite looks, and he really loves it. And Sakwade doesn't play with his Timberlands. So yes, you know, right? So anytime Sakwade is doing an intro on stage, make sure you watch his fit. So you can even see it right here, the black ones. Yes, that's what he.
Watch us or the Nedu AB exhibition not to home a month on so if you want to me abeshrebi yet also ako yenima Abraham Davis I try friend Salunko Kumawood actor na nche bia na beto odwa na so no akase de beto odwa mpo se one ne hu kani o ma worry ne ejai akwada opie mu owo mu ntem no enam so asenchi wa shu bi eba ni o mu ntem se akwada ne ye hwan ba ana se akwada no ye hwan ba ende yi DNA eba beto abontin eche se akwada no onye Salunko eba ye nto so na ye nko ye ni ye to so akọ ye ni mam ye kwa Nigeria memu na May Eduche Nigerian actor you will Eduche enwukeni na nrebe bebe to dwa se wakwakware fofora ka ho kwa ehonsam akwakwa bubuja enei international advocacy and as International Association of World Peace Advocates abanabaso amano peace ambassador. Dansemu video bi ko viral e social media housemaid a free Kenya memu no kokosom e Lebanon e bra so se okoni nchi no na mofro no empese obekwa wodi su edi nechi airport wa arrohu eni enika internet no so nei era Rosie exercise habenu na a very sad moment man.
I just love them so much.
And maybe on the videos, on the training video, it was actually very emotional. You were crying, the kids were crying. Tell us a little bit about that moment.
That moment was the saddest moment in my life, filled with mixed feelings, because on the other hand, I was happy coming to meet my family, and on the other hand, I was feeling sad because I'm leaving the kids that have been living with me for 2 years, and they were treating me as their parent.
They even called you mom?
Yes.
See, na me fa happy birthday in Chiasronko, and my first birthday, and for my Mianka Sameba Terence, Kobe, AJ, Aye, Omami, Anita, Nebusini, na say Yadopa, Yini, na Babe, ni papa, and Nini Petitu, or Assassis. You see, my Piesie Lardi, Ediako Amanoni, we didn't a nama in Tifu. Madame was say, I'm one shy.
Yanko amanane ensemo yeshase ewo Nigeria na enipa bi mu krokro tu enipa bonfo a omukotete ewura mu omotoshe eye enipa bi so omoye Korea fo omo akire wo make say omasa kum Nigeria asojafo bi so aka ho.
Etiati dombi akwakoto ahye ahodo bi so ewo awada kwantempon no so ewo River State enam so ama ashrafo 9 atwa an monsie do a sanso na domafo mienu so afi atazfo asase so enkrantoko so uchem se ade South Korea ade hye mienu a oye adwuma Daiwo Engineering and Company ewo Nigeria mem no nipai afom no mu ade akwakosi aka hu bi ama mejojo na Danjuma eye kasamafo ema ashradom ewo mpotemo ade ababetu dwa se ne mantie no ene etiati domi edi etu atoto a edi wachi ntenta ekopem bra wodi otidom ni nyina mu no enya ade ashrafo ne gya won kra ogusu ata won do se be ya obekwa akwaje South Korea de hye no aba
Yeko Ethiopia na Tigray mantamu a na sentokwa esore hwa no yesesa abre kom ni sukom na ekum omanfo ewo ho.
Enkra yense ke free embassy neti district ewo Tigray region Ethiopia memu nyensema dekra enam se enipa bese wo ha ene ediosun sia na sabre enam komprada da entokwa akwakofa ba wo manim enam so amoato anu monse do chekra na maseku bata de betu dwa se enya de odi aduane enru ene ensuo beko Tigray mantam enam se kwa na nipa bi enam kontuna se eton akan bi ama Kindamarian Surafel governor owo samantam ho ade betu dwa se enipa bese 45,000 ena sabre owo enwihiem ewo sampotem ho a ho akohia se amaseku batan ebehwe na wabon moa opani nkase mu ne wotwem se ewum se omo de sobo abo nipa bi se niema ne ba na owiaton de nanso ba bi akwakoduru no eni ayenyan pa opani wie ne nsem ne wotwem se na otwetwa mu na mokom pradade a sabre kum nipa 200 so e declare state of emergency nanso bepem sabre enya ade am wa bia atimi aba wo soro se amahudon so a wote woni nyina emeboa omo
Yesu efre asomdwe ama oman no yegyina ha ne de kase no asi na New College Department of Nursing sebra besua nurse adwuma ewo ho emma ne mema nyina wo mu hostel kama asante mantem atwomata chima na school yi ewo yemfre wo 0267 330492 0574661117 we are school no certificate no wo de beye ubenya adwuma ye ewo abrochire afenso Bosheba Electricals yenkania papa fie wise papa ni fana hodo Bosheba Electricals edum Oyerepa FM ni TV ha na headquarters for 0536 095 966 0322 030838 Sister Kate edujan fi baby a wo bia no nyankopon inshallah your birthday happy birthday to you nyamenyo kasiye nimse kwasiada yebehia patase ne de dia kanyina asoso ho medamo ase medin e de Piesie Lardi memamu nyina ajo